Hello and welcome back to my journey from normal to Norway. Um, okay, so the air conditioner is going again. You're gonna hear that in the background because it is way too hot here in LA. Way too hot. I do not want to be living somewhere this hot. But anyway, so I kind of just wanted to check in. It's been a couple weeks since I filmed a video, and so I just wanted to get myself to put something out there. I have an idea that I'm excited about for like a series of videos of sorts. I mean, I have 3 in mind. I'd like to get more, but there are definitely 3 that come to mind. So anyway, I'm kind of planning that and thinking about that and excited about it. But and maybe that'll start with the next video. But before I got into that, I kind of just wanted to do a check-in. And the thing that was on my mind to talk about, I've been kind of thinking about for a few days, close to a week, but less than a week. And I kind of talked about for the first time out loud today with a friend of mine. And so anyway, I've talked before on here about my issues with time, of not having enough time. It seems like other people have more hours in their day than I do. They, get a lot more done and take care of themselves better than I do. And I just have issues getting enough sleep and getting things done that I want to get done. And last week was, I don't think my worst, but close to it. One of my worst weeks of sleep, I would say. I was getting between like 2 and 4 hours of sleep a night last week. And most of the nights I would say it was more like in the 2 to 3 hour range, which is just not enough. And so it was, making me wake up later and then get to work later than I wanted to. And just kind of felt pretty crappy, and it got worse and worse throughout the week, of course, as more days passed by with so little sleep. And one of the days I went to work and I was just kind of I told a friend of mine I was feeling raw. I felt like tears were not that far away, and not for any particular like emotional reason. Like I wasn't really sad about something, but it just seemed like it would not take that much for tears to be streaming out of my eyes. And I think that was part of the exhaustion, and when I got to Friday night, I went to sleep before 10:30, which is early for me, and without waking up at all, I slept straight for 12 hours. And then woke up and then, was like sleeping, resting, for like another 4 hours after that. But, clearly needed that rest. So obviously this is not, a healthy thing, a healthy cycle or habit. And I know that, and I've known that. But there are times when it feels, like I can't not do it that way. It feels impossible to do it otherwise, or other ways to get on a healthy sleep schedule. Anyway, I was just really, with how last week went, I was thinking about that, and really trying to figure out, okay, what is going on here? And I'm sure that there are multiple factors that lead to the times when I make those decisions. Because what happens is I stay up super late reading. And like my body will be telling me that I'm tired, that it's time to go to bed. I mean, my eyes can hardly stay open. The text on the screen starts to get blurry. I mean, it's not like I'm feeling completely awake and I'm fine. Like my body wants to go to sleep, but I instead make the decision to keep reading until I finish the thing, and so I'm sure that there are many factors, as I said, that go into that decision making. But something I kind of thought of these last few days, a possibility at least, which I think is likely to be at least one of the factors playing a part there, is this friend that I talked about it with today, something she had said a while back, and she's married, something she had said a little while back when somebody kind of asked something about their marriage and how it works and things that they do, and she said something that they decided fairly early on, which seemed like a no-brainer to them, was to go to bed at the same time. And that's just something that they have committed to, that they do in their marriage, and it's, worked out for them. So that came to mind, and I kind of started to wonder, is part of why I will stay up late and keep reading and not going to bed when would be helpful and healthy for me, is part of that me avoiding the going to bed process, knowing that I'm going to be doing it alone. And it's not the going to sleep part, because I love sleep. I do. I would love to get it like around 9 hours a night. That would be phenomenal. I love sleep. But I think it's the getting ready for bed process and the physically getting into bed action, and just knowing that I'm going to be doing that alone yet again, like every other night of my life. Maybe that's just too hard for me to handle sometimes. My brain or my heart or whatever it is that leads me to subconsciously avoid that time, to push it back further and further, and to escape from my reality of being alone here in my apartment, escaping from that reality into a fictional world where, things are going well for the two main characters, where they have somebody, and so I think, as I said, I think that's at least a possibility for one of the reasons. I don't know that that's like the only reason and why it happens, but I think it's definitely part of the mix. And I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The truth is that, yeah, it sucks. It does. It is painful, and sad, to be having to go to bed alone again, to go through another day alone, to wake up alone, to have the evenings alone. That's hard. And it's extra hard when it's not something that you've chosen for yourself. Given the choice, I would choose for somebody else to be here with me, to have my person, my partner in crime, my other half. I mean, any cheesy phrase you can think of. I want that person. I do. And so when I don't have him yet in my life, it hurts. It just is what it is. But I try to live with faith and trust that things will happen when and how and with whom they're supposed to happen. And I don't want to force that, or, just put up with somebody else in the meantime, or try to make things happen, or, I just don't want to go against what should be, and what's best for me. I don't want to just settle for okay or not the worst, or, this is going to hurt me more in the long run, but in the moment it feels better, I don't want that. I want to have the right thing and the best thing for me. The forever thing. I'm getting cheesy again. It's like I guess I just can't help it. That's the romantic in me. So trying to have faith and trust in all of that, and as that's happening, as I'm in the waiting time in my life, I don't want to hate the time that I'm in, the stage of life I'm in. I mean, I'm single now for a reason. I choose to believe that. And so I want to find the good things about that and to enjoy this time. And especially, I think, really important is to take care of myself during this time. And not getting enough sleep is not taking care of myself at all. So I think that's kind of another way that I can practice self-love, which I have historically not been so great at, but I'm trying to be better and trying to actively, consciously make choices that will be helpful to me and that will be self-loving. And so I think this is another opportunity for me to practice that. When I feel the pull to avoid bed time and to keep reading, or if it's watching something every once in a while or whatever it is, you know, when I start to want to keep pushing forward in those activities, to see what I'm doing, to realize what it is, and to make the opposite choice, to say, nope, what's good for me is to go to bed. I don't have to stay up to do this thing. And so I'm not going to. That's the different choice that I need to be making for myself. That's the Norway in the From Normal to Norway equation that this is all based around. Going from the normal thing, the habits and patterns that I've had that are not healthy and helpful to me, and going the other direction towards the thing that will be best for me and that will wake me up and lead me to living my life. So that's the deal with this. This video, as always, has gotten longer than I thought it would because I am super chatty. But if you're still watching, thank you very much. If you can relate to this at all, whether it's the loneliness part of it or the, you know, having faith and trust in the waiting, or wanting to make better decisions for yourself, or, you know, not getting enough sleep, whatever it is, if you've related to something in this video, I hope that me talking about it and putting it out there in the world is helpful somehow. At least one person out there. I hope it helps you. And so, yeah, I guess I'll bring this to a close. Just going to try to make that commitment to practice self-love and practice healthy, helpful decision-making and get myself to bed earlier. That's the goal. So we'll see how it goes. I encourage you to come up with some goal for yourself, some healthy, helpful thing, some life-giving thing, something that will bring joy, that will be showing yourself love, that will bring you alive, that will help you to not just exist today, but to live today. And if you do, let me know how it goes. I would love, love, love to hear those stories from your lives. So please comment, interact with me, let me know. I look forward to hearing about it. I will be back with you again hopefully soon. And until then, ha det.